podcast Brand New You, where we will touch upon the art of brand stories in the personal branding aspect. Now, why a brand story is really important? It's because it actually defines who you are, what you want to be. It defines your complete life journey and it also creates a persona about yourself. How do you create this brand story? One is, of course, sit down in a quiet room and try to narrate or write using professional tools and craft your complete journey in terms of experiences, in terms of different aspects of the projects that you have worked for, and also understand from the different peers your feedback. This actually helps to create a mirror about yourself. Second is try to understand how you can put this brand story out in the world. This you can do by understanding the various social media platforms that is there currently, like LinkedIn, Twitter. You will have to choose the platforms very wisely. Third, and the most important principle in bringing out that brand story is being authentic. Authenticity always helps you in order to create a very good persona about yourself. You will understand what the target audience wants. You will understand what they want to hear from you, and you will also understand the pluses and the negatives that happens with your piece of content. The last one is understanding the content bit, whether it is static or it's a video. Of course, you have a lot of graphic tools nowadays in order to help you to curate the best piece of content. But in the first 2-3 months, I would really urge the youngsters out there to actually understand what piece is working for the audience. Whether your video piece is really working well or your statics are really engaging wherein you're talking about the brand story in itself. One of the most common dilemmas is to understand the boundaries between personal and professional branding. To actually look at these boundaries, one must understand what are the personal anecdotes or the professional anecdotes that you actually want to share with the audience. Now, why are we sharing anecdotes? Because it helps you to be authentic and it helps you to relate with the audience much better. Next is the time management. I'm sure that all of us have personal and the professional commitments, but I think consistency is the key. When you have certain time, maybe on the weekdays or weekends, where you're with yourself, you are in your best creative zone and you are at a space where you can have the best version of yourself. That is when you curate a piece of content. And of course, if you have more than 1 hour that day, I would really recommend, and this is a personal strategy that I do, that I schedule all of these much in advance for the complete week. So this helps me to also schedule out content. It also helps me to review what went worse last week, what is the best last week, what were the outcomes, and improvise on the outcomes in the coming week. This helps us to not only tailor the strategy, but it also helps to create new modes of content. Now, this is called content moduling. Modules of content is basically something like, if I were to relate it with yoga, you have different series of yoga. I would say it's the same with content as well. There are different series in the same niche that you find. Firstly, find a niche for yourself, whether it can be personal branding, it can be related to travel, it can be related to different aspects at work. You want to talk about work economics, you want to talk about news. The topic is, there are plethora of topics that you can talk about. But the question is not that. The question is how consistent you can be, how authentic you can be, how can you engage with the audience, which platforms are actually hooking the audience up, and how well you can craft that complete story so that the audience really understands you and keeps coming back to your page for more. This is the power of brand storytelling. And this was the end of the podcast, Brand New You. If you loved my podcast, I would really urge to like, share, or subscribe. And please comment in the comment section below as to which topics that you would like to hear from me further. Thank you very much.